Well, I think by now it's pretty well known that Gears 5 is in a damn rough spot, with a very split player base and player numbers that are still in a nosedive. And I've covered the faults of Gears 5 pretty extensively in other videos, so I won't retread that same subject matter here, but even though a lot of people probably think I hate the game, that's simply not the truth. And honestly, I've actually started playing Gears 5 a lot more recently. I had taken a long 3-week break from Gears 5 while I played my heart out on Modern Warfare, and while I still love that game, the skill-based matchmaking, maps, footstep volume, and several other grievances with the game mechanics have all burnt me out in Modern Warfare, at least for the time being. So to get my current multiplayer fix, I've been playing a lot more Gears 5, and frankly, I've been having a lot of fun. Now going from Call of Duty to Gears 5 is a pretty big jump. So obviously right now, I'm pretty damn bad at this game's multiplayer, but being ranked in silver has made the matches pretty enjoyable. But while I've been having fun playing the game with friends, and continuing one of my favorite traditions, Gears and Beers Night, the main issues I have if the game still exist. Board's still terrible, escape is still just meh, most of the maps still suck, the roster is still pretty small, the tour of duty is still grindy, and contains some truly terrible rewards, and the store still remains as a middle finger to fans. However, after reading the newest weekly update from the Coalition called What's Up, it seems like at least some of these issues are being addressed. Well, at least slightly. In this blog post, the developers detailed what all we're getting of Operation 2 on December 11th, and even released a video. And while I liked a lot of what I saw, it's far from perfect, and Gears 5 still has a long way to go before regaining the community's trust. So before I give my own opinions on the operation, and discuss why it may be too late to revive Gears 5, let's first take a dive into this update post and see what all awaits us on December 11th. So Operation 2 is called Free For All, as we can tell from a poster that looks a lot like Firestorm from Battlefield 5. But looking past that weird similarity, the post lets fans know that this update will contain 3 new game modes, 4 new characters, and even a whopping 7 maps. So starting off with the new game modes, first up is the Operation Showcase, Free For All. This mode is making its first return since Gears Judgment, and is now apparently bigger and better than ever, with the highest player count in a Gears game, and even launching aside 3 new maps that are entirely built around this mode. That way players are forced to engage with one another no matter their location on the map. The next game mode is Arcade Blitz, which is a fast-paced objective mode where players constantly have to move around the map to capture objectives by standing in the hill. With it being arcade mode though, those heroes and villain abilities will be active during play. The last mode being added is the fan favorite and heavily requested 2v2 Nashers, which is all about grabbing a buddy and engaging in intense 2v2 duels on small maps. Speaking of maps, we're getting 3 maps for Free For All, 2 maps for 2v2 Nashers, and 2 maps for arena play. One of these arena maps is a remaster of Lift, where the map has been combined with Lift Apex, and had a few changes made alongside the graphical facelift to get it ready for Gears 5. The other map is called All Fathers Arena, which is set in an old Coliseum and dedicated to the founding members of the COG. This map though presents a big twist that is a series first for Gears. The map's inner workings can change around, so if the 3 main sections, all having 3 different variations, there's a total of 27 combinations that the map can take form of. We're also quickly told there will be 6 new hives throughout this operation, along with 27 new tiles for building custom hives. Okay, now let's move to the other big announcement that fans have been desperately waiting for, new characters. Starting off, we have our 2 new heroes, Lizzie and Baird. Lizzie has a tank role with the passive ability of reducing her ultimate's cooldown when killing marked enemies, and an ultimate ability of summoning and piloting a silverback. Baird on the other hand is an engineer, and his passive involves building new fortifications at a discount and carrying them faster, while his ultimate is to summon a DR1 bodyguard that targets all of his foes. For the Locust villains, we're getting the Locust Sniper Jermad and the Locust Drone all available at release, with the fan favorite Cantus making a return in early January. Also on December 11th, Scorpio Squad from Escape will be available to play in Horde. Now the Tour of Duty will feature 200 earnable items, including Collector's Winter Marcus and the Onyx Guard. There's also been several improvements to the medal system, and now the purchasable boost will double the amount of stars you earn while you play. Okay, now that we've covered what all is included in Operation 2, here's my thoughts and opinions on what's coming. So first up, let me just say that for the most part, I think all this content sounds great, and this seems dramatically bigger than Operation 1. 3 new modes, 5 new characters, 7 new maps, and some improvements made to the Tour of Duty. It seems like the Coalition really has been listening after all, and is trying to add in as much content as they possibly can, since mine and many others have all said one of our largest complaints is the lack of content, and it seems like they're delivering on that. so in terms of what's actually being added, I don't have many issues. However, I think adding in Beast Mode from Gears 3 or Overrun from Gears Judgment would have been more interesting modes for the game to have instead of free-for-all. I'll never understand why these modes were introduced, universally loved by fans, and then never touched on again. I'm sure free-for-all has its fans, and I'm sure it'll still appeal to some players, but for me, free-for-all just really isn't a mode I play Gears for. On the other hand though, 2v2 Nashers is a fantastic mode, and 100% fits with the Gears multiplayer. I can't wait for me and my one buddy, who actually likes Gears, to play the hell out of this mode and get our asses kicked for dozens of hours. Hopefully though, Ranked works well for that mode, so we don't get completely slaughtered. Moving on to the announced characters being added, I think all 5 of them will be welcome additions to Gears 5. And thank God Lizzie's ultimate is the Silverback, so we can finally use that monster in Horde again. Although it did look like the ability was on a timer, and I'd rather have the Silverback go back to being the glass cannon type vehicle it was in Gears 3, instead of a limited time use. Also getting 4 to 5 new characters per operation is still an abysmally slow rate. And when reading the blog posts, it's evident the reasoning for this delay is all due to every damn character now having to have individual abilities like it's Overwatch or Destiny. I understand some players like this addition for the arcade mode and Horde, but damn, it's just making the process so much slower. I don't understand why characters can't just be added to standard versus play, as skins first, then later touched up on for individual abilities. Besides the characters being added, the other big addition is the maps. And we've only seen a couple of these maps from the blog post in the release video, and so far they all look great, and I'm especially excited to see how Allfather's Arena will play in Versus. I've always loved games that had dynamic weather for maps, so having the actual map layout itself also be dynamic should change up some of the monotony I felt when playing Gears 5 Versus. I'm also glad Scorpio Squad is being added to Horde, and I'm sure Escape fans will enjoy the new content, and the new adjustments made to the Tour of Duty, along with some cool looking new rewards, also sound great. However, this is where my main issues begin. I really hate that they're already bragging about 200 items in the Tour of Duty, because all that means is that now there's going to be twice as much filler content, and it already sounded stupid as hell hearing the narrator try and act excited about new expressions.
Weapon sets. Expressions.
Hold still. Oh, yeah, baby.
Also, by having the Tour of Duty be twice as long, I felt that's negating all the changes made to make the Tour of Duty less of a grind. It's great now there's a lot more medals, and that the boost provides twice as many stars when active. But out of those 200 items, probably 20 or less items are actually worth a damn. And the buff to boost is just another incentive to get players to pay for boosts. I hate the damn store in this game, and until the actual store has some changes made and gets another price reduction, I will never spend a dime in there. But even with me starting to rant just a little about some of the issues that still exist in the game, like Horde just being unbearable for a Horde vet like me, is this content is just so late. There's a common expression that's always thrown around that says too little too late, but for Gears 5, it's not exactly too little too late, but just simply too late. Gears 5 is not an awful game by any means, and with the upcoming Operation 2, it looks like the game is going to be even better to play. But not only do the core issues that have destroyed this game's player numbers still exist in the game, but it's just too late. And I can't overstate this enough, but with just about everything in life, first impressions are crucial. And with Gears 5, the first impression was such a disaster that I honestly just don't think this game can ever truly recover. There are just so many great games out there to play right now. This new update will surely make a lot of Gears fans happy. Hell, I'll be playing it as well. But with such a small player base right now, this game needs a lot more than just a good update. It needs a complete overhaul, with tons of new content and features, similar to No Man's Sky Next. I know people are going to start typing away in the comments saying, "Oh Shepard, it's a game as a service, so just give it time." But no, I'm sorry. If you release a product in today's market, it has to be on par with other products, no matter how long they've been out. That means Gears 5 Year 1 has to be on par with Destiny 2 Year 2, or even Gears 4 Year 3. I know a lot of games are doing this crap where they release shallow at launch and then later become great, but for most of those games, it was the developer's first game like that, or the sequels were on a different engine. But with Gears 5, this is the Coalition's second game as a service, and it's on the exact same engine as its predecessor. We shouldn't be drip-fed content, we should be drowning in content. I really do hope this update helps the game out, and I'll play the new content regardless, but if the player data on Xbox and PC doesn't dramatically improve, then Gears 5 may truly be dead. Hopefully I'll stand corrected though, but we'll find out soon enough. Well, that wraps up this video on my thoughts on the upcoming Operation 2. So let me know what you think down in the comments, and as always my Twitter account and Patreon are linked down below. And this video is made in part thanks to the generous support from Shane Kruse. With that said, let's chat down in the comments, and if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to leave a like, share the video, and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all on the next Shepherd Gaming video. Keyless Ally.